Are you thinking about buying a new construction home? Well, in this video, we're going to cover 8 huge mistakes to avoid before you make that purchase. Keela McGraw here with the McGraw Group in the greater Fort Worth, Texas area. And buying a new construction home is just an awesome opportunity. If that is something that you're looking to do, I'm really excited for you. Just myself, I have bought a new construction home, and building a home from the ground up, from the soil, the dirt, the ground up is just an amazing experience. Now, with that experience, you want to make sure that you avoid any pitfalls that can come with purchasing a new construction home. So to avoid some of those pitfalls, in this video, I'm going to share 8 huge pitfalls to avoid when building a new construction home. Number 1, do your due diligence. What does that mean? Do some research. Check with the Better Business Bureau on the builder that you're selecting to build that new home. Now, there are tons of different communities out there that have different builders in them. So check with each builder to see what they have to offer, see what resonates with you, and go from there. But don't just sign on that dotted line the first day you go into that community. You need to do your research. And that may include even talking to some neighbors that already live in that community. In some of the newer communities, there are a lot of folks that just walk around, they're walking their dogs, kids are out playing. You might see some folks working in their lawn, in their yards. So take that opportunity to be friendly and ask them how their experience is living there. I'm sure they'll be very truthful in what they've experienced. Check who their builder is, what were some of the pros and cons to working with that builder, and get some of that soft data just for yourself. Mistake number 2 when looking into a new construction home: do not fall in love with the model. Model homes often have finishes and upgrades that aren't even available to consumers. I know that can be confusing. I don't like it. But just realize that the home that you choose, it could be the same exact floor plan as the model home, but your finish selections will not be the same. So be careful and make sure that when you're selecting that layout or that floor plan, that you leave enough room in your budget for some of those finishes that you're going to want to have in your home. And along with this, just make sure that you're mindful of your budget when you do have your showroom appointment. And that showroom appointment is simply an appointment where you have 3 to 4 hours to make the selections for your new home. Again, be mindful of your budget. You will usually have a guide to kind of help make those selections and respect your budget. But just know that what you see in that model home may not be available in that showroom experience. The third mistake when purchasing a new construction home is not being aware of the stages throughout the build process. This is important because what you don't know is behind the scenes. It's like the Matrix movie. I mean, there are a lot of moving parts. Yes, your home has to pass permits and inspections through the city as well as the builder. But just know that there are certain timelines that must be met in order for the next step to happen. Along with that is you may not be able to make changes once you've made selections with your new construction home. Those timelines have to be honored, and delays can be huge and very, very costly. So please be mindful of the different stages. A lot of builders have an outline showing that at stage 5, you cannot make this change, or stage 6, you can't make this change. So just be mindful of that as you go through that process. Mistake number 4 that people make when purchasing a new construction home is they don't hire a third-party inspector. A third-party inspector is going to be hired by you to protect your interest. So when you're buying a new construction home, you do have a sales agent, you have a superintendent or a builder that is overseeing the project, but both of those folks work for the builder who is looking out for your best interests. That's where a third-party inspector comes in. Some of my clients have used a third-party inspector. It's not a huge investment, but it is a great investment when you're making such a large purchase with a new construction home, which is probably the largest purchase that you'll make. Make sure that you get that third-party inspector. They will inspect the different stages throughout the build process, and they do work very closely with the builder. But we want someone there to protect your interests so that we can avoid any structural or mechanical mistakes that may be overlooked by builders. Mistake number 5 when building a new home: not understanding your contract. Read your contract. You are signing off that you understand what you are getting into. And with a builder's contract, it is really slanted towards protecting the interest of the builder, not so much you as the consumer. So you're probably asking, what does that mean, Keela? Simply, you want to be able to ask questions such as, do you all have an escalation clause in your contract? And that simply means, are they able to raise the price of the home even after you get under contract? And that has happened with some builders here in the North Texas area. Another question you may want to ask is if certain materials are not available or if certain appliances aren't available, what is their plan to make sure that your home is complete in a timely manner? But also, are they going to be putting something that is superior or inferior to what you selected? So just make sure that you read the contract, that you understand, that you ask questions. And really, this is where your realtor, an experienced realtor with new construction, can really help you and guide you through this process on the right questions to ask. Mistake number 6 when purchasing a new construction home is relying 100% on the sales counselor there. Remember, the sales counselor, yes, they do add some value, but they work for the builder. They're not going to always look out for your best interest. At the end of the day, they work for the builder. So with that, yes, they do know the processes and the timelines and the nuances of working with that specific builder. Just know that the sales counselor has some parameters to work within, but a lot of the things that you may have questions about, they have to get permission from the higher ups before they can agree to do anything. So just know that, yes, you will have that person to ask questions, but remember, their answers are going to be based on what is in the best interest of the builder. Mistake number 7 that people make when purchasing a new construction home is not doing research when it comes to lenders. Many builders have in-house lenders or lenders that they refer to as partners that are able to give you money or funds towards closing, paying for the title policy, things like that. A lot of times you've already been pre-qualified with a lender or a bank, and so we just simply want to make sure that you are getting the best deal. Sometimes with those lender partners, with the builders, they have some hidden fees or their rates may be higher. So just do your due diligence and make sure that the builder lender deal versus an outside lender is really going to stack up in your favor. So just make sure that you're doing that research, that you're asking those questions, and you usually have a timeline, usually about 2 months, 45 days out from the completion of the new construction home to make your final selection on your lender. So don't let people pressure you into making a selection too early. Again, you want to ask questions like, are you able to lock my rate now, or do I have to wait until the build job is complete? Those are questions that you want to be able to ask the lender and be able to get an honest response and make your decision on who you want to move forward with. The 8th biggest mistake that buyers make when purchasing a new construction home is that they don't have an experienced realtor who is familiar with the construction process to guide them through. An experienced real estate agent is invaluable through this process, especially one that has worked with multiple builders. They are able to guide you through which questions to ask, earnest money, different things like that that you may not even know what to ask. They're able to fill in that gap and make sure that your interest is protected and that you're getting the best deal possible for your new home. Have any questions about new construction homes? Just call, text, or email us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.